day, lovely, lovely people, and family of Agape FM. It is that time again with myself, Nikki, on the Midday Talk, where I get to speak to extraordinary businessmen, businesswomen, movers and shakers of Port Elizabeth and surrounding areas. And it is indeed a great honor and a great privilege to have this amazing gentleman sitting right in front of me. He goes by the name of Gerald Pietersen. It's very important to say the Pietersen. Yes, so I have today with me Gerald Pietersen of Agape Coffee Shop. Good day, sir. How are you?
Nikki, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. And it's such a honor and a privilege to be here today. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's an honor and a privilege for us to have you here. It's been way overdue.
I think so.
Yes, yes. So yes, this is the moment, this is the time, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. It is not an interview, it is just a lovely conversation.
That's recorded and viewed by quite a few people. Yeah, I get it.
A lovely conversation. So before anything else, I'm just gonna go straight into his bio and
Sure. Can't we speak about that? Because that's a bit much. Instead of reading it off.
Oh well, no. It is a tradition, so you need to hear it.
Sure.
Yes. I'm gonna try and be very quick. Okay. So Gerald Pietersen was born and raised in Uitenhage, Rosedale, also known now as Kariga, and he's the youngest of 6 children. He studied and completed a BTech qualification in operations management and a postgraduate diploma in business administration. Gerald is currently registered for an advanced diploma in TVET. He worked at Volkswagen for 16 years and was involved in operations, training development, strategic projects, and HR. He then worked at Lumotech as a training manager for 2 years, after which he started his consulting company in training development, business development, and consultancy, which he is managing for the past 4 years. He's currently working as a training consultant and a freelance facilitator. He also co-owns a coffee shop in Uitenhage. Gerald is actively involved in youth development and works with high schools in Uitenhage as a mentor and an assessor for the Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. Excuse me. He was also involved with the Harambee Youth Accelerator program as a facilitator. Agape Coffee Shop was started in 2018 by Gerald and Sherry Ann Pietersen. It is situated Pietersen. Apologies, Pietersen. It is situated in 32 Caledon Street, Kariga. Agape Coffee Shop focuses on providing good coffee, affordable light meals, and amazing local entertainment. They trade from Monday to Sunday and pride themselves on customer engagement and providing amazing services. The homely environment that is provided at the shop gives patrons the opportunity to relax, hang out, and have great coffee at the same time. So yes.
It sounds like a mouthful, eh?
Yes, no, but this is you, so we have to. We do it for everyone. We do it for everyone. Okay, so let's start, Mr. Pietersen. Just give us a short background on your life growing up. We want to know how you grew up.
Yeah, Nikki, so it was a very interesting journey, as I said, or rather as you read, the youngest of 6 children. So it always seemed like I had the last of everything, whether it's clothing or all of that. And the nice thing about it is that you have the opportunity also then to learn from the mistakes of your brothers and sisters, and then that way you grow through the process. Went to primary school at UPS, went to John Walton, and as you read, worked at Volkswagen for many years. So really growing up in the colored community, there's a significant culture of family, and I think that is probably one of the biggest things that underpinned my growing up and really just established me as an individual. And I think therefore, again, as you read, the heart for the community and the heart for youth development almost through everything that I do. Yeah.
Okay, short and sweet. Short and sweet. And then, apologies, then you have been, part of so many things. When I read here, you have been a part, as you have worked as a training consultant. Now, actually, you are working now as a training consultant, freelance facilitator, mentor, assessor, and then let's quickly get to the book. Because I don't see anything here of the book.
Yes.
So I don't know whether you are hiding the book or what is going on.
No, we can't hide the book. We can definitely not hide the book. So I officially launched my first book on the 2nd of May in this year. So it's called Goalposts. It's written by Gerald Pietersen. And the book has been a very interesting journey that's been coming on for the last 3 years, where I initially on Facebook in 2018 just posted things around goals and the challenges that we face with our goals. And then eventually I decided, you know what, let's just put more context around it, and it turned into a publication. So it's a very, very exciting process, and I think scary at the same time. Scary because a lot of times you want to do certain things, but you feel that you are not validated. Almost like people are going to ask, Vidanga, yes, or my book to publish. So you literally have to deal with yourself first in the process, and then your thoughts about other people. So the book is still available. So I'm not on Amazon yet or Take a Lot. I'm still selling. So yeah, the copies, sorry, I don't know if I can mark it, but I'm just throwing it out there. Selling the copies at 150 Rand per book.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And one thing, as I was going through your page on Facebook, I came across where you actually back in 2008? If I'm not. Is it 2000?
Let's hear. Wait, before I confirm, let's hear first.
Where you actually wrote down, about these things that you want to do.
Yes.
And when I hear about the name of the book and that post that you posted, it's actually exactly, how you envisioned and the goal that you set for yourself.
Yeah, so it becomes very scary, Nikki, because as I said earlier, you need to convince yourself first. So when I wrote down those things, rightfully, as you said, in 2008, it was I'm going to be published in 11 countries. I'm going to have so many businesses running, all of those things. So to put that down on paper, it's almost like you make a commitment towards yourself. But what goes with that is that you navigate your actions towards that which you've set out. And I remember what Maverick said when he was on the show, that you just need to start. Because a lot of times we want things to be figured out before we throw ourselves in the deep end. And I think that's the very same story with the coffee shop as well. We just started,
Yes. We're going to get there.
Okay.
So let's talk about the coffee shop, because I believe that is the main thing, for the day, conversation for the day. So I know there's a lot also to say about the coffee shop. Let's start with the establishing and the genesis of the coffee shop, how it all started, and also the hard work that you had to physically put in.
Yeah, I think you know exactly.
I know.
You know exactly, because you're also involved in the process. So any business or any idea starts in your mind, your heart, and your spirit first. It starts as a thought, and then you wonder about it, whether or not it's something that can happen. And I remember in the times when I worked at Volkswagen between 2009 and 2011 specifically, when I went on graduate recruitment across the country, I was very involved in coffee in a sense that if ever there's a stand that would give away free coffee, I'd make sure it's 3 or more free coffees that I would have. In addition to that, was Sherry Ann, my wife, and I, that was involved in the youth at church. We would always have a coffee set up in the back. I don't know if you've ever seen those re-coffee machines. It works from a grey can and a spoon and a cup. So that's where it started, where we were able to serve youngsters with coffee and all of that. 2014 is when the penny dropped. I went to a Lyra concert in Johannesburg. My most favorite artist, I must just mention that. So I went to a Lyra concert and I had a Seattle coffee at Monte Casino. And for me, I just thought, why can't we do that in Uitenhage? And since I came back and I told my wife about the idea of a coffee shop, we've been driving around Uitenhage, looking for property, looking for space. And I think what was very significant for me is the fact that I had someone that believed in the dream. Because a lot of times you can be like, you're the big dreamer. But if you don't have someone next to you that enables you to dream, then it doesn't mean anything. And then we bought the property in 2017, started working, friends, family. I promise you, if you come into the shop and you look at the setup, that's all friends and family that was involved in that journey.
Amazing, amazing. And I just have to add, about what you're saying. When you enter the coffee shop, it's like you're home away from home.
Yes.
Because you feel like, oh my word, I'm at home now.
Yes.
I can just relax. I can just have a nice cup of coffee.
Absolutely.
I can just laugh and enjoy myself.
We had a few customers, and I won't mention the names, that actually walked out that forgot to pay. Because I won't mention this, but they came back. So one of the guys, we know him, he's performed at the shop before, so he literally came running back, said, I forgot to pay. Because it's true what you're saying, people feel so at home that they get so comfortable in that space. But we don't encourage the listeners to come and have coffee without paying.
No, but that's just the vibe of the place.
That's right.
And
that's true.
Yes, it's just a different setup altogether. You don't want to leave.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave.
You're very right in saying that. And I think also what helps it is the entertainment that we serve at times, where we bring about local artists in, and we've had a few international artists there as well. So for us, the last 3 years of this journey or of Agape itself, it's been very enlightening, if I can say so, where it basically taught us the power of faith and the power of believing in yourself, believing in the community. When I say community, I mean the whole concept of people coming together and living out the Ubuntu concept. So for me, it's been a interesting journey of faith, I must say.
I was going to ask you about the highlights, but you have already touched on that. But I'm sure that it has also been challenging.
Yes,
it has been.
I think one very, very particular highlight for me was hosting Stone Jets, which is a group from Cape Town. I met them also in Johannesburg, where I heard them perform, and I sent them a DM on Twitter, when you're coming to perform at Agape. And I think that's also living out the concept of belief and faith. They are currently living and performing all around the UK.
Sure.
So, and I say that as a highlight because they didn't come to Agape once, but they were there twice. And we've had, as I said, other significant artists as well. So for me, those are one of the highlights rather. And I think the other one is also being able to see the growth at the coffee shop, having different types of employees there, and also establishing training programs where we were able to start training people as baristas. It's a basic 2-day program, But the idea behind it is that we, again, as you read earlier, develop the young people out there. Yeah, some of the lowlights, I think there was a lot. The biggest one probably is not having money to make things work. So, and I think that's the concept around business, that your heart may be in it, but sometimes the finances won't be there to support the initiatives. And also losing some of our most valuable customers to death, because you mentioned earlier it's a homely environment. So in 2018 particularly, we became very close with some of our customers, where afterwards we closed the shop to basically go to funerals of some of the people. So those are some of the things that will always, allow a person to reflect on what's happening.
We have a comment from Mrs. Pietersen herself. She's commenting and she says, Agape Coffee Shop on Agape Radio. Yes, and it is indeed, we know that Agape Coffee Shop is where love gathers beans and all. Beans
And
and
it was
all.
so interesting. I think a lot of people that come into the coffee shop would ask us, did you guys start the radio station, or are you part of the radio station?
Yeah.
So it's always interesting. And I think for us, there was a huge significance around the name, because back then there was Agape Ministries and Agape Driving Schools. But someone that was very instrumental in us going with the name is Sivu Stuma, that used to fellowship with us at churches in East London currently, where he actually said that the place, when we were still taking out cupboards and stuff, he said the place reminds him so much of God's unconditional love, and particularly what Sherry and myself embody. So for us, it was only natural that after sifting through about 5-6 names, that we were able to go with Agape.
Yes, definitely. And we also get it like, are you part of Agape Coffee Shop? And
So I
like,
think
no.
from today, there's a deeper
That's-
connection.
Yeah. Yes, from today, there's definitely a deeper connection. Okay, so quickly tell us about your products. We know you have the most amazing light meals and the coffees.
That's
and
right.
everything is
That's
just
right.
delicious.
So we try as far as possible to stick to the concept of a coffee shop by not having suppers and dinners and things like that. So we serve like a lot of light meals, as you said, with chicken wraps and burgers, and we've got probably one of our bigger meals that can feed a group of people is what is called the meaty basket. So that's something that can basically fill a group of 2 up to 3 people, depending on the size of Mkaba. And then and I can say this, we probably serve the best the best milkshakes in Uitenhage, and I won't say why I'm saying that, but we have a huge hype around our milkshakes. And I must also say that we serve really, really good coffee. And with coffee, there's a lot of other hot drinks like your hot chocolates, hazelnut lattes, and probably one of the customers' favorite is the chai latte. Yes, that's really good.
Nice. And
And our pancakes. Is
Okay.
totally to die for. Well, don't die, but come have it first, decide, and then
Then oh my word. Yes. And then you also have entertainment.
That's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right. So what we try and do is pre-COVID, and also we try during COVID, we have like almost every first Friday of the month, we have what is referred to as the open mic. So this is an opportunity where local artists, anyone that can sing or that think they can hold a note, can come and perform. It's we don't have any door fees when it comes to the open mic, because it's an opportunity for us also to scout talent. I remember in the beginning, JK and I went to a talent show in Rosedale to basically look for people that come and perform at the coffee shop, and that's where we got to know Tebby, that started then performing at the shop and had her own show eventually. Then we also have month ends, but we've stopped with COVID, the night market, which we will probably start again from the end of September, where people can put up stalletjies. We've got live entertainment, and there's just a lot happening around that. There's a venue we have which is called Agape Platform. So it's literally a wall right next to the coffee shop, which we also rent out for weddings and parties and functions. And I must tell you, that's been going very well through the period of COVID where people had to scale down. So essentially that's most of it. I'm probably forgetting a lot of things because we've had book launch, we've had weddings there, we've really had people would come up with an idea and I would say, sure, let's try it.
Baby showers.
There's really been a lot happening there. And that's why I think it brings about the whole community aspect, which is completely different from a normal coffee shop.
Most definitely. Future plans for the coffee shop.
Interesting. So the idea is we've got an area in the backyard and it's quite spacious, which we want to cement out and put a permanent structure up in terms of a tent, just to create that environment where people can come and have Sunday evening chills with jazz music or whatever the case may be. We are in the process, it will probably happen in the next 2 or 3 months, we're in the process of crediting the coffee shop as a training provider. So what that would mean is that we would be able to order eateries in the Uitenhage, in fact, across South Africa, we'd be able to offer accredited training, not just for baristas, but also for kitchen staff and table assistants. So those are two of the fundamental big ideas that's busy being rolled out as we're speaking. So there's a lot of other things that I debate with the management team as we go, but those are still just thoughts and ideas. I think it's important also not to try to run with every idea, because I'm incredibly impulsive. I will think of something and I want to make it happen. So it's important to have sanity. So my wife is my sanity, and then Zeppelin Adams is the reasoning behind everything. So we would ask 1,000 questions. So yeah, I think with that team that we have, we're definitely looking at significant growth over the next few years.
Amazing stuff. And I am looking forward to just, going there and experiencing all of that. Also being part of that.
Yes.
And I'm blessed that it's right there, in my hometown.
Yep,
So
32 Caledon Street, right there.
Yeah,
For the
right
people
there.
that don't know, it's a lot of people would say it's opposite KFC or opposite Nice and Fishy. So I promise you can't miss it. And we are very active on Facebook as well as on Instagram. So it's Agape Coffee Shop on both those platforms.
Definitely. That was my next.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's okay.
If extra was a person, it would be you. Not
Oh
me.
my word. Yeah, but yes, listeners and viewers, you've heard it. Where it is, 32 Caledon Street, Uitenhage, Kariga as we know it right now. Do yourself a favor and go pop in at Agape Coffee Shop. You'll want to go back. You'll want to go back, definitely want to
So
go back.
also if people can't come to us, we normally do pop-ups as well. So like if there's little markets in Uitenhage, or if people have a function and they want a coffee setup, we are able to go, even if it's corporate. So we would take the coffee machine there, have the setup based on the arrangement with the organizers. So we've been involved in quite a few functions in PE in 2018 and in the beginning of 2019. Before COVID, we were quite involved with the Bohemian market in Walmer. So those are some of the interesting things that we sometimes don't speak about, but it helps to put the brand out there.
Definitely. I'm glad I mentioned that now, because then you remembered about that as well.
Thank you so much.
Any last words of encouragement for our viewers and listeners?
So I think for anyone out there that would want to start a business, and sometimes you find that people don't believe in the beauty of your dreams. it's sometimes very scary, and it's going to be scary, but it helps if you believe in yourself first to navigate that process and make it happen. And I think in one of the goalposts in the book, which I've shared, which I published in May, I say that sometimes it does take a bit longer for things to materialize. But for me, what's important is if you just hang on to that and hold on to that. I mean, I've practiced coffee since 2009 at home, you know, making Greek coffee in Frisco in a certain way. So the idea and the dream has always been there, and it was about perfecting it. And I also think that when it comes to Agape Coffee Shop, between Sherry and myself, we really put our heart, our mind, and our money in that. So we want to show the community that it's possible for people of color to be in the mainstream. I keep on saying this, and it's not a bad thing to say it. It's because people sometimes don't believe in themselves to have an establishment in the main street of Uitenhage. So again, if you have an opportunity, pop in, support the business, support the businesses around us, and just make sure to come and have fun there. Yeah, I think those are some of the concluding thoughts that I would like to share, Nikki.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for coming. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun.
Definitely.
Definitely it flies. But thank you very much, Mr. Pietersen, for, gracing us with your presence today. We appreciate you coming, and yeah, may the Lord just continue to bless you, yourself and your lovely, gorgeous wife, Mrs. Pietersen. May God continue and to bless you and richly bless you and just take you from glory to glory.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a significant honor to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.